Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We are back with the NPL. This is week 9, or pretty much week 8. We played our week 9 match versus Nova earlier, and yeah, we still had to catch up on this game. And like, I would just title it week 9, so everything's in order on my channel. But we are facing my boy Nova Nation, aka Davion, aka coach of the Las Vegas Galladers. Very good friend of mine, and one of my longest friends in the community. Always hyped to play because he's like, he brings some cool teams. He brings like setup on pretty much every mod that he can, and yeah, it's always pretty dangerous playing him because you have to like make sure that you don't get swept by one of his threats. And he actually took over our team in our division. That would be 5-0, I think, in week 3. So yeah, I think we have the matchup here, but it's still very annoying because he has the rain, obviously, as you see in Pelipper and Pert. He has the Katana, which is a huge nuisance to my team. He has a nice Thunder Eye, which is always one of the biggest threats in the format. And he has the Gudra, which is obviously the greatest mon of all time, and can be quite annoying in rain with hydration and rest, for example. Yeah, but we see how it goes. I think I built a very strong team versus my opponent. Pretty much built this team so that I don't get swept by one of his setup sweepers in Katana and Thunder Eye. I have Unaware Clefable, especially defensive. Choose any 2 hits, 2 life of Thunderbolts easy from the Thunder, and I can just do 40 to 45% with the Moonblast to pretty much fuck this thing up and maybe like get a special attack drop so that Mug can also take it. It's a very specially bulky Mug with a Papa Berry Recycle, Knockoff Poison Zap and Flamethrower. Any Z-move card wants to throw at me can't knock me out besides the Smart Strike, which doesn't make sense versus my team. Flamethrower knocks it out. I need a little bit of chip, like 23%, to knock it out in the rain, guaranteed. But besides that, like, Mug can beat this thing 1v1 if need be. I also brought Gorgeist and Zapdos to check the cards. I don't have Heat Wave on my Zapper. I opted for default because my opponent has webs, and I didn't want webs to be up. They are kind of annoying to my team, so I figured I won't bring them. It's like much safer for me to like have defog and then potentially go in with my Gallade. Even though it's a slow Gallade, it still outspeeds everything it can outspeed besides the Katana, so it's pretty nice. I think I outspeed base 180s, and he doesn't have anything between Katana and base 80s. So yeah, between Katana and base 80s, like Gudra, for example. So that's kind of nice, kind of clean. Gorgas here physically defensive, like mostly. I have a little bit of speed depth, but there's a Seed Bomb, Flamethrower for the card, obviously, Leech Seed and Toxic. I'm getting Toxics off on stuff like Pelipper, Pert, Gudra if it is an Assaultus variant without hydration, would be crucial. I also got Toxic on Zapdos. I figured like his only immunity to discharge is the Pert, and this thing doesn't like to get Toxic, and Katana takes almost 50% from discharge if he's like he's uninvested. I do like 47.8 min, so that puts him in range for my Gallade, which actually takes the Vacuum Wave this week. Vacuum Wave, Drain Punch, then Headbutt, and Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade just to like revenge kill a potential like power up punch Pert in case my Alo goes down early or my Gorgas can't check it. So like, I have to be like so I can be safe and like revenge kill it potentially. So this is nice. Alo uses Rocky Helmet, Skull, Toxic, Wish Protect, and pretty standard. The Fable also has Wish. I couldn't, like, I really want to run Moonlight and Heal Bell because I know Davion likes to have Toxic on at least 2 months. Usually to like get some stuff Toxic, but I couldn't fit it on there because like if he brings Rain, Moonlight is pretty much useless and I can't reliably check the Thunderous Eye in the rain, which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, overall, like, my team matches up fairly well versus his. He needs to like play his Pert and like his card pretty aggressively to get off the needed chip to break down Gorgeist and Alo, for example, and Zapdos too. And yeah, if we play our cards correctly, I think our Wall Core will be able to handle all of the stuff. Like, we brought a very fat team here. And yeah, I decided to lead off with my Zapdos because I figured likely leads are Pelipper or the Noivern, both of which can do 10 out. Pelipper sets up the rain for him, and like it threatens both of them out. I force him basically to U-turn with the Neuvern, even though I could be a Scarf Zapdos. Like I could like he pretty much wants to U-turn to scout for that, and I wouldn't lock myself into HP Ice probably. Even though like it hits his team fairly well, but probably would just either U-turn out into Zapdos or just switch out into Zapdos. I think U-turn would be his best play unless he like sees that I'm static and doesn't want to risk that. But anyway, I lead off with my Zapdos as my boy Davion leads off with the Pelipper as expected. If he specs, he could knock me out with a Hydro Pump, but going for Hydro for specs Hydro turn 1 or Scarf Hydro even to do like 75% is not in his best interest, because if he loses Rain Setter, he pretty much loses his Swampert too, because Swampert isn't a threat in rain. Like even in rain, if like my Gorgas and my Aloe are healthy, he can't really touch me unless he's like Power Up Punch. So like +1 Earthquake actually would 2 KO my Aloe Momola if he's Adamant, but like then even like Gorgas checks it unless he's Power Punch, Ice Punch, and then like I would have just like need to like get rid of the range of the range build with Galladers, so not too big of a deal. So I go for the Toxic, expecting the Gudra or the Perch to come in. Both would be fine switches, and yeah, he actually makes a play, goes to Gudra. I go for the Toxic and I miss turn 1. Very unfortunate, not because like I needed this Gudra to be Toxic, but it would have been nice to know if this is Hydration or not, because I could otherwise spam Leech Seed with my Gorgas pretty freely, instead of potentially making doubles or go for a Toxic later again to scout for the Gudra, like to scout for the ability on the Gudra. But yeah, what can you do? Hex turn 1. This season hasn't been too lucky for me, but it's not too big of a deal. Like I sighed a little when it happened, but it's all good. So I go for Toxic again, scouting for it, and yeah, he Toxics me. I actually, when we played, I didn't see the Hydration, and like obviously with Toxic, had I gotten the Toxic on the first time, I could have just gone to my Clef, let this thing get Toxic, or gone to my Mach. I probably would have gone into Mach, because Mach gets some chip damage off on Pert, and like pretty much forces in Pert, which I can deal pretty freely with my Aloe and my Gorgas, so I would have been in a very solid spot there with my Zapdos and with my Mach. Like a Toxic Zap is not the end of the world, because you can always roost up and receive wishes from 2 mons, but the chip damage could be annoying, especially if he gets up rocks early. But anyway, now I switch out into my Clefable, trying to get my rocks up, but he goes into his Pert. I go to my Aloe. I don't want to go for Protect here to waste the turn of Rain, because if he substitutes, that can be pretty annoying. I figure this thing doesn't have sub. It's probably like Stealth Rock, because he doesn't have another Stealth Rock on the squad that I have, and like if he's Stealth Rock, he probably wants to have Power Up Punch, Earthquake, and Waterfall, or like Waterfall and Ice Punch, or Ice Punch and Earthquake. I wasn't sure what coverage he wanted to run. He pretty much needed Earthquake, Waterfall, and Ice Punch to break through my entire team, but he might have opted for only 2 of those, and yeah, like I want to see like what this Pert is up to. So he actually goes for the Workup on my switch, which is a Heat Tag, pretty much the same as a Power Punch, but it allows him to set up +1 versus Gorgas. I miss another Toxic here, which is again super annoying. He doesn't have a Heal Bell user, and I want this thing here on the timer just to like just to be able to like wear this thing down, get rid of one of his biggest threats. As you see, like a +1 if he gets a switch in on Mark of the Failure, always like can pressure my defensive throwing Gorgas and the Aloe and Zapdos. So this is unfortunate. I missed the second Toxic. I could have gone for the Scald here, but I figured like Scald Toxic would cover a switch into Gudra or into Pelipper specifically, because Toxic would like negate leftovers in Gudra for 1 turn. It would be nice, and Pelipper on a timer would be fairly clean too, because I don't switch into this thing too well. I don't know anything about the set yet, other than that it's Damp Rock, which I see on this switch out with my Gorgas, and yeah, like I don't know if it's modest or not, if I can't go hard into my Zap all the time to like get a free roost off or force him out and shit like that. But yeah, I have to go into my Gorgas here, Friskus Swamper, But he makes a good play and goes for the Stealth Rock instead of the Earthquake again, which is unfortunate. I need to get up my rocks on my own or defog those away. He goes into Neuvern as I pull double switch it to Alo, predicting him to go for the Ice Punch if he has it, which I didn't think he would. But oh no, I didn't see his entire set. I saw Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Work Up. So if he had the Ice Punch here, I would have gone Rocky Helmet chip on this, and I could have gone for Wish because Earthquake after the Ice Punch wouldn't have knocked me out. So I can protect him normal in case of Z-move or like a Switcheroo set, and then I can switch out. I go into my Muck here to cover all plays besides Switcheroo, but if he Switcheroo, he's locked in, so that's clean. Like if he U-turns, it doesn't do much to me. And if he wants to go for a Z Hurricane or something here, I shoot this fairly easily as well. He gets the U-turn off and goes back into his Pert, but without Raid Up, it's not too big of a deal. I go back into my Doors and SC Waterfalls. Now, like, I didn't see the hydration on the Gudra earlier, so I contemplated a little if I wanted to go for Leech Seed or Toxic, but I decided actually to go for Leech Seed here, thinking that Pelipper would be a fine switch in. Oh, I actually go for Toxic. Okay, my bad. I go for Leech Seed later. So yeah, maybe I want to make sure that this Gudra is not like is not Sap Zipper and like maybe a physical attack to hit me with. Like yeah, just gonna stay for side. Now I'm forced to switch out again to my Zapdos as he scalds, which is good. I get a roost off and waste a turn of rain pretty much and force him out. So he can roost up here as he goes back into Gudra. Gudra is not too big of a deal for my team, but it's like kinda annoying because depending on set, it can like force my Mug to recycle. If he's cursed, that could be really annoying because like yes, I have the Underworld left, but he already revealed the Toxic, so I can't really beat this thing 1v1 so easily, especially if he's rest. So like I have to be careful around that. Gallade always like can flinch it down with Zen Headbutt if needed, and it does like close to 50 I think if he's a +1, so not too big of a deal. He goes for another Toxic here, which is a very smart play on his part, catching my Flap on the switch in. I don't know why I didn't go into Mark. I still wasn't sure if he had like Earthquake or so on this thing, even though like it wouldn't have done too much. It would have put me in like range where it would have like ate my Papa Berry and was forced to recycle, and I think Earthquake, depending on the set, unless he's like modest or so, would have done over 50, so I would have been in a very bad spot there, and pretty much would be forced to maybe recycle up on a Pelipper, receive a Wish to do so, and yeah, it was like kinda annoying. I didn't want to do that. But here I get up my rocks finally, pressure his Sandy, his Pelipper, his Neuvern, even his Gudra. Like some chip is nice to have. As Pert comes back in, I can't really do much but go into my Alo as he goes for an Earthquake. That's 35. I think I go for the Wish here. As he brings in his Neuvern, risks my Rocky Helmet, not too big of a deal. And now I have to protect pretty much. I could have gone into Clef to get the Wish or into Mug, but I still wasn't sure if he Switcheroo, and none of those mounts would like would be able to switch into a Switcheroo, so I'm pretty much forced to protect and scout. But if he goes for a Switcheroo, I can just go into my Gallade after and get a kill pretty much with the Zen Headbutt into maybe Drain Punch or whatever, because Rain would have gone down. Swampert wouldn't have been able to outspeed me. Yeah, he goes for the Hurricane here as I wish up. Yeah, go to my Mug because like if he Hurricanes again, he risks the miss, which is nice, and if he switches out maybe into Pelipper, which would have been a fair play. He gets the Rain Up, but I can like just get a knockoff off for some chip on whatever wants to come in. So he actually U-turns, makes a smart thing, goes back into his Pert. So my Mug is kind of low, but on the next switching to Roto, we'll get my Yapapa, so I will be back at full almost. But yeah, this thing comes back in, and yeah, goes for Waterfall again. And now I'm actually going for Leech Seed. That was the play I was talking about earlier. Going for Leech Seed because yeah, Gudra is in dehydration, and I figured like it was more likely to be hydration, even though like I didn't notice at first. But I get some nice chip and I get some health back on my Gorgas, which is nice. I really contemplate going for double Leech Seed, but I think I switch out here, covering all players. Yeah, I got to Mug, get my Yapapa back, and see I'm pretty much risking the Scald Burn, but it's fine with me. I don't really need my attack stat for Max to put in the work unless I need to revenge kill an unboosted Thunderous, but unboosted Thunderous isn't really a threat to my team, so I'm not too worried about that. And I still have the Flamethrower to knock out the card pretty easily, so this is nice. And if he stays in Scalp, I waste a turn of Rain, he takes more Toxic Chip, can't really switch into Rocks and an attack, so Recycle is a pretty free play, I would say. So he uses again as I... Do I knock or do I... No, I might knock and Recycle later, but even like knock is a pretty fair play because he wouldn't go into Z card or Z Neuvern on this mark, I figured. Yeah, I actually go for knock, because if he stays in, I get rid of the damp rock, make Purd less of a threat, so this is nice. I go into my Gorgeist here, as he actually goes for another worker, but I know, like, even if he's adamant, he does like 40% max and I can just knock him out with the Seed Bomb here. I don't think it's in his best interest to stay in, but like he doesn't get anywhere with his Swamp. It takes chip from rocks and from Helmet potentially on Aloe. Like I contemplate going into Aloe here and try to stall this thing out a little, but just getting this thing knocked out is pretty nice for my team. Like the late is now a little bit freer to a little more free to do its job, but yeah, knock out the Purge. He couldn't really go into Pelipper, he would have died to Rocks plus Toxic plus Seed Bomb. Gruder would have taken some nice chip from the Seed Bomb because Gorgeist is pretty strong. And now Thunderous comes in. I am at an amount of health where I think I can go hard into my Clef here as he actually goes for the Incinerate. Probably predicting my mark, but at this point I didn't have my thingy, my Apothecary recycled, so it wouldn't have done like it wouldn't have had a purpose versus this mark on the switcher. But Clef here can now just wish. If he's like what's it called? He's like Nasty Cloud. I'm obviously unaware, which he knows because of the Rocks and Toxic Chip, and like I can stall it and hit him with 2 Moonblasts on the next turn. So I go for the Wish here. I can't really stay in because I can't risk Smart Strike, obviously, or a setup move into my face. So I go into my Zap to receive the Wish, which is nice, as he goes back into Thunderous. Thunderous can't really touch me, but it can set up in my face if he wants to. But this charge would have done like 40%, so it wasn't in his best interest to set up in front of the Zapper. But I sack my Gorgeist just to cover all plays. If he nasty plots, I get a free switch into my Clef. If he just attacks, he doesn't gain anything from that besides Lefty's recovery. And if like HPIs, it's good to like know that the HPIs. The only play that could have made that could have fucked me up would be Substitute, but even then the Fable would have been able to beat this thing 1v1, so it wasn't too big of a deal. I bring in my Muck here knowing that I can recycle pretty freely on this Thunderous. Even if he sets up on my recycle, I'll live with +2 Thunder and he has to hit it first, so it's like not in his best interest to... I don't eat the +2 Thunder, but he probably doesn't risk, or doesn't want to risk hitting it. I recycle my Yapapa as he brings in his card. I will just go for the Flamethrower. From this amount of health, I live any Z move besides Z Smart Strike, which has no reason to bring. And I also live a Z Sacred Sword, I think. Maybe it's a roll, but heavily in my favor as far as I remember. So knock out the card with the Flamethrower. And because like Neuvern has switched up moves and has revealed an item, I figured this card wasn't a Z move user, but it was more likely to be Neuvern, because Z Neuvern can potentially beat a Clefable, or lure Clefable, hit it with a Hurricane into the Hurricane and knock it out, which actually would have opened up his Gudra a little more potentially if I was Magic Guard, for example, or like help his Thunderous sweep with Nasty Plot, obviously. But yeah, Max knocked up the card and we're in a good spot. Now we'll go into my Aloe here on this predicted U-turn. Get some more chip, pretty much. If I get up Rocks, he is pretty much dead, so this is nice. And now Thunderous comes back in. This is like kinda tricky. I can't go hard into my Clef because I'm at 55.7%, and if you like Thunders on 2 KOs, if you nasty plots, I can chew one obviously, but Moonblast would not put this Thunderous in range for my Vacuum Wave delayed. to revenge that. So I'm pretty much forced to Scald here, but that's fine with me. If he kills me, I can go into my Clef and Wish up. And if he sets up, I get the necessary chip off. Like a Scald in the rain can do up to 32-33% if I get the burn and negate his lefties. And if I get the Scald, if I get like 30% off, and like get the burn, I'm guaranteed to knock him off with a Moonblast into a Vacuum Wave, which is nice. So I just go for the Scald as a Nasty Thoughts. I knew this was Nasty Thought when I saw lefties. Get the 32% off, and I get the burn. So this Thunderous doesn't have a chance to beat my team. I go for a Protect, but waste the turn of Rain and Thunder PP, but playing some Mind Games, but Thunder is like his freest play possible. Sack my Alo here, it doesn't serve a purpose anymore. And I can go into my Clef now and click Moonblast. If I don't kill him, it's actually a roll. I need a pretty high roll to kill him. But if I don't kill him, I can go hard into my Gallade after Clef went down and just like revenge it with the Vacuum Wave. So this is nice. Clef shoots the Thunder. He doesn't crit me. If he crit me here, he actually would have won the game. But Moonblast actually gets the roll. He was a 42.2, so it was like a high-ish roll, but nothing, like not a macro or anything. So, but I like didn't have to like do the Vacuum Wave, but it wouldn't have mattered if you knew, because it lasted 3 months. Take like 5 from the Vacuum Wave. But yeah, now Clef is chilling here, revenging the Thunderous. It also like did its job. I can't really wish up on anything. It goes into his Noivern. My best play is just the Moonblast, because like whatever he wants to do, I can like just, if he like wants to set up a Tailwind or something fancy, I can knock it out with the Moonblast, but he just attacks me. And now I'm back with my mark, and I'm like, I'm recycling because I know the Z move is coming. I shoot both Z moves, like Z Draco and Z Hurricane bounce off, as you see. Even if he's modest, he didn't kill me from 70%. So this is nice. I could have gone to my Zapdos scouting for it, but had he been like Z Draco, I would have dropped, and I didn't want to risk that. So to recycle again on his next turn, I see Hurricane. Like the only chance he can win now is if he's Cursed Rudra, or if he recycles. I'm telling him like I'm not playing for differential or anything, but I just want to play as safe as possible. Here I go to my Zap, bring him to U-turn out, and trying to get the static off so that my Gallade can revenge, but I don't get the static. I'm forced. He goes back into his Rudra. I could Toxic here, but I think I go hard into Gallade to prevent like a curse set or whatever from going too crazy. If we did the Infestation, which is actually pretty clean, so if it's Infestation, Toxic, Rest, which he has to be, and Curse, he actually could have won with his Rudra here, so Gallade covered that play also. I didn't know he had Infestation, but I thought there was a chance he was Cursed, so Gallade was the smartest play in my opinion. Here I can go for the Zen, the 61. He actually flinches, which is unfortunate, but like the best thing he could have done was Toxic me, and like Toxic Gallade doesn't really matter because I still like knock out the Pelipper before it can touch me. Noivern doesn't need chip on my Gallade before it can beat me. So on the next turn, Drain Punch is pretty free because Rudra drops to it and Pelipper's to it KO. Yeah, I'm contemplating like switching out into Zap to waste another turn of Rain or anything, but I'm just knocking out this Pelipper. I don't want to risk crits or anything on my Zapdos, and like I don't really like. I kind of want Noivern to come in. I don't really mind, and I can go back into my Zapdos here on a potential Hurricane. I could discharge here, but I think I'm just going to go into Mach. No, discharge him. No, I roost. Yeah, this was the turn where I roosted to keep it at full. And like I was like playing that like I'm not gonna preserve differential, but I didn't want to play around Hurricane Confusions on my Mach, so I tried to play it as safely as possible. But with the crit, I'm like not gaining anything with the Toxic, so this is unfortunate. Like could have discharged on the next turn had I not got crit, and maybe like I put in range of guaranteed for a knockoff or a Poison Jab, and I would have like been able to get a pair up potentially, which would have meant that my Gallade guaranteed cleaned up unless I missed the Zen effort. So he crits back-to-back Dragon Pulses, so unfortunately I can like just recycle up on this next turn. Oh no, I Poison Jab first because I know I can shoot more Hurricane. I recycle first, and like at some point he's like, can you please kill me? And I'm like, yeah dude, I would, but I can potentially lose if you Hurricane confuse me and like crit my Zap again, so didn't want to risk that. And now Gura comes again. In case it's cursed, I go back into my Galladers, and he actually is cursed, so I know Zen Headbutt is a guaranteed crit KO, so he can't really rest up. He pretty much has to play off the Zen Headbutt miss now and get a second curse up. Like if he gets a curse up on my miss, he can rest up then I would have to flinch him down and try to beat him with potentially like Zapdos Toxic into Mug Knockoff into Gallade. But he could have obviously like trapped me at some point with Infestation, Toxic me, and I needed would have potentially needed a crit, but I actually hit my Zen Headbutt, so this Ruga will be done for. He goes for a second curse, which was his play, and now I can just knock him off with the Drain Punch, and this is gonna be GG. Pretty long game, like 53 turns, but pretty fun one actually. Like the Ruga set was pretty cash, very solid versus my fat stuff. Thunderous obviously was a threat because the pressure of my Clefable fairly well with some switches he made, and like obviously with the Toxic play that helped him get a Toxic off on Clef. But yeah, we were able to clutch it out and go from there. So yeah, we're like now 6-3 I think, with like the plus 17 differential or something, and we are undefeated in our division, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a pretty nice achievement in my opinion, to like beat everyone you play twice. Like you get like nice 6 wins against 3 people, and like going undefeated in your division basically means you make playoffs. And I think with this win I actually have clinched playoffs if Davion loses 1 more game or something like that. But like I pretty much only have to win 1 more of my remaining 3 to guarantee clinch playoffs, so I'm pretty much clinched already. So this is nice. This is fairly nice. And yeah, GG to Davion. Really fun match. Even though like Toxic misses were annoying and Pert put in way too much work. I could have put that maybe preserved my Gorgeist if he didn't if I hit the Toxic on it. But it's like not the end of the world. I was able to knock it with Katana, which is nice because Muk got a nice flamethrower kill. But anyway, this is NPL week 9. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and a comment if you did, and I'll catch you in the next week. See ya.